We have conquered so much, discovered, dominated, invaded, subjugated, shed so much blood throughout history. The origin of this settlement dates back to the early Classic period. About 1500 years of culture of a people and their history suddenly ended with the invasion of the Spanish. The conquest is in full swing. The Spanish TLAXCALA army entered Tenochtitlan and met with the forces of Captain Pedro de Alvarado. A week later, the greatest defeat of Hernán Cortés at the hands of the Mexicas would occur, and it would go down in history as the day that Hernán Cortés mourned his defeat in a place known today as the Tree of the Sad Night. Meanwhile, in Zultepec, the Acolhuas, allies of Tenochtitlan, arrest a caravan made up of about 550 people, which include Spaniards, indigenous Tlaxcalans, Totonacas, Taínos, blacks, and mulattoes of African origin, coming from the Villa Rica of La Veracruz, and whose objective was to reach Tenochtitlan. This is the event that puts Zultepec on the historical map. The group headed by Pánfilo de Narváez, whose task, coincidentally, was to apprehend Cortés, has been captured. They mark figures of crosses on the rock, asking their god to get them out of this place. From June 1520 to February 1521, a series of sacrifices for their deities take place. Before being sacrificed, they are dressed as gods. The heart is offered to the moon and the body thrown down the stairs of the pyramid, and in some cases, their heads were placed in a tzompantli. In Aztec temples, a tzompantli was an altar where the skulls of the victims were placed in rows in public view in order to honor the gods. After being sacrificed, their bodies were returned to their families who had previously held them prisoner, and they dismembered them to later eat them. With this ritual, they sought to restore the cosmic balance after the arrival of strange men and the transmutation of energy. They did not digest them as food. After this, the site was called Tecoaque, which means place where the lords or gods were eaten. Among the ruins, human skeletal remains, people of Mediterranean origin, blacks, mulattoes, mestizos, indigenous Mesoamerican allies have been recovered. Objects, vessels, cups, pots, and artifacts of European manufacture made of iron, copper, and silver were also found. March 1521. On his return to Texcoco, Cortés orders the destruction and devastation of Tecoaque in an attempt to clear the path of enemies, but above all, he wants to wipe out the memory of the dreadful event that took place here. The place was never again occupied by anyone. There are very few settlements where sufficient evidence of contact with the Spaniards and the conquest of Mexico has been found. Just in this site, around 20,000 pieces have been recovered. After so much massacre at such massive levels for an entire existence, I believe that now is the time to dominate ourselves, conquer our fear of the unknown and everything that prevents us from living our dreams and living for what we were called. Seek to unite instead of separating, join instead of isolating, reach out to those who need it, and help a stranger without expecting anything in return. Tear down the barriers of discrimination and ignorance, and erase the borders that prevent us from embracing a stranger who only hopes to shake our hand to be friends and ultimately our brother. Use our talents correctly, and thus they will be multiplied. You're not strong if you can knock down many. You are strong when you can pick them up. You don't earn respect by raising your voice and yelling at someone when they've made a mistake. You earn it by showing the right path with the right words and attitude. Recently, my good friend Pepe came from Texas. Pepe is a subscriber that I can now call a friend. He has a beautiful heart. We talked for more than 4 hours straight while we enjoyed a delicious breakfast. Every time I go out to make a video, I learn something new. I get to know new traditions, cultures, history, gastronomy, among many other things. But I also get to know myself more. I realize what I am capable of. Listen to my fears that scream in my ear frantically, "Don't do it," and lose everything that I could have gained. Or cross the bridge and discover what's on the other side. Stay anonymous or meet amazing people. Stay in bed comfortably watching a series or witness the wonders of nature on a dark and cold night. See everything from the same point of view, or rappel down and experience every second of intense sensations that I've never had before. See the top of the mountain from below, or experience the fatigue of hours of climbing muddy, dusty, and sometimes even lost in the mountain to reach the top and observe the creation that from no other point would be seen the same. Destroy or build, doubt or believe, take away or give, vibrate with fear or with emotion, hate or forgive, hurt or hug, mock or encourage, abandon the race or finish it, be my own enemy or my greatest ally, be resentful or grateful, bury my dreams or start taking the first step towards fulfilling them, believe that I can or deny myself the opportunity before even trying, complain or work. Share all this with all of you who have supported me up to this moment, or keep it to myself. I've been to a few places now, museums, monuments, and I stand in awe before everything there is to see in Mexico. But beyond an impressive cathedral or a great museum, I have met people whom I have become close with. Subscribers who are thousands of miles away, but we are united by a common purpose. Getting to know something new and amazing, or perhaps just remind ourselves that we are part of this immense beauty. We are unable to change the past. The future, though, is largely our decision and certainly our responsibility. He who does not know history is condemned to repeat it.